This is RIFF Radio, a presentation of RIFF Magazine Online, your source for music news, interviews, and concert reviews from the Bay Area and beyond. Find more at riffmagazine.com. I am Mike DeWald. On this episode, we catch up with Emma Anzai from Sick Puppies. The Australian bassist is pulling double duty at the moment, playing shows with her own band as well as touring the world with Evanescence. Sick Puppies are on the verge of releasing new music for the first time since the pandemic, which pushed back an album that had been completed. We caught up with Emma at this year's Aftershock.
Not only on the road with Evanescence, pulling double duty for some of these shows. What's that been like? Is that more grueling, taxing? Was it what you expected?
It's actually, so far, it's only been one show. It was funny because that particular moment in time was kind of grueling because I had gotten sick, we were doing overseas shows and I gotten sick, and so we were doing like back-to-back shows, and then when that came along, it was like the fifth show in a row, and it was double duty, so I was like, oh wow, if this is any indication of what it's like, it was pretty intense. Like, it was like kind of like, you get really, really excited and you're all, hot and sweaty first set, and then you go back-to-back into another one. I mean, it was cool though. It was a really, it's good to just be doing it. So only one so far, so we'll see how it goes.
Now, in terms of the sets you've been playing with Evanescence, how does that compare? Is it a different kind of energy? I mean, obviously, both rock bands, but very different. It's very different styles, very, what's that? Is it what you thought?
Yeah, it's different, very different. It's just, Evanescence has got like a groove pocket, a very controlled groove pocket, and it's just entirely different altogether, where Sick Puppies is a lot more frenetic and like kind of punky, and that distinction is real. I really notice it when I go between the two, but that's what makes it great, because it's just, you know what I mean, like it's not all the same, so you're doing something different, and it's really exciting because it pushes me to be hopefully a better musician, to try and do something different. And as the saying goes, when you try and play something really slow, for example, like say on bass, it's harder than if you were to play it faster, kind of thing. And I don't know, it's kind of like that in a way, where you have to, your focuses are in different places. So it's challenging, but in a good way. I really like it.
And how much time did you get up to speed? I mean, the band's been playing the songs for years, and now you're getting thrown right in. It's time to go on stage. How much time do you get?
I got before the first. It was like a European run, the first tour. I got about 3 weeks. It was a good amount of time. I mean, it was still pretty stressful because I've never done anything like that before. That was the first time I've played for anyone else or done that. And I'd always admired other musicians when they're like, oh yeah, I had a week to learn the set, or a few days because I was filling in, and I was like, I wonder how that would be, like trying to learn a whole set, and how, because how you can learn it and then you can really hone in on the specifics. And it was, the tough thing for me was to know, like, with that amount of time, like how specific. I mean, obviously you want to make it, because I was doing vocals as well, so that was also an added, like, okay, so how specific. And I started to go down the rabbit hole of that, which was fun, because it's good to push yourself.
You mentioned you started on the festival circuit, so many massive European festivals. What's that experience like, to where you're in the U.S., you're maybe waking up in a different state every day. In Europe, you could be waking up in a different country every day of the week. Do you get to soak that all in? What's that experience like, being on the road?
It was really, really. It was only one festival, and it happened to be streamed. So I was really nervous. I was like, wow, I really hope I don't mess this up, and Amy and the guys were so lovely about it. They were really supportive. They gave me everything I needed in terms of like help, with the set and everything. So that was really nice of them. But it was it was overwhelming, and it was like Nova Rock, I think. Yeah, it was Nova Rock. That was the one festival we did, and you're right. When you tour in the US, it's like a different state, but over there, you could be in a different country within a few hours. But it's really cool. Europe's awesome, and it's funny when you sometimes when you cross borders, because just like you said, you'll cross a country, and say you'll be sleeping on the bus, and you wake up and you go into the gas station and you get some food, and then you realize, I have no idea what country I'm in right now. That happened once. I was like, oh, I sound so stupid. I have no idea where I am.
Now, heading into 2023, a very, very big tour coming up. I saw this bill and it blew my mind. Going on the road with Muse.
Yes.
That has to be an exciting prospect to be a part of those shows.
To say the least, yeah. That was, I can't even, it was really exciting. When we first got the news, we were like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Because they headlined that Nova Rock Festival. And so we got to see their set recently. And production was insane, and the sound, band's amazing, obviously. So yeah, getting that news was pretty exciting. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Now, on the Sick Puppies front, this festival holds a little bit of significance. You premiered
Yes.
There Goes the Neighborhood here. So
Yes, that's right, yeah.
It's in the history books for that. So, if I remember correctly, there's an album done that just is awaiting to see the light of day.
Yeah, actually, really, as of yesterday, I mean, we're sort of like ramping up as of now, but we did a cover of Paul Oakenfold's song, Ready, Steady, Go, for the NHL on ESPN. So that was cool. That was a nice little start. So we recorded that, and it was like our version of his instrumental song kind of thing. And they were stoked, and they used it, and we're like, awesome. So we do have an album coming out, and it's been many years, but it's finally going to happen. So There Goes the Neighborhood will be on it, and we'll be playing that more as well. So everything is moving forward.
And will you still be kind of pulling the double duty, kind of the two separate tracks?
Yeah, I mean, double duty for sure. I mean, I don't know about. There's nothing in the works as yet of actual like show double duty, but just double duty in terms of doing both. Yeah.
So in a setting like this, I've been calling it rock and roll summer camp, even though we're in fall, but
yeah.
It still counts. Is it fun to come to somewhere like this? Maybe meet up with bands that you don't come across on the road a lot. Catch sets of different bands. Do you get to soak that in the way a fan does?
Absolutely, yeah. It all depends. Usually, like if you have something going on, like say press and stuff, you might not be able to catch bands, but more or less, yeah, we can. Yeah, check out, we'll be like, even just then, actually, we, so that the band Prong, and there was one of the songs, Revenge, Best Served Cold, so Will and Troy like to play that song right before we go on stage, and so now it's like this, like, response where, like, as soon as we hear that song, it's like, time to go on stage, so we went over and checked out their set just then, and they happened to play that song last, so we were like, yes! So, yeah, it's cool.
So you're coming up in about an hour or so on stage here with Evanescence. Have you found that there's a favorite song to play live, or one that hits you particularly that maybe the audience response you get that you've really enjoyed?
I think whether it's the audience response or just the feeling of playing it. That song Made of Stone, love playing that. I also love playing End of the Dream, because there's like some really cool production stuff at the beginning where Amy's on top of the stage, like there's like a second, third tier above Will, and she's up there, and I don't know, it's a really cool production moment, and then the band comes in, so that one's really fun to play too. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes, and enjoy the set tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Emma Anzai from Sick Puppies, and now also on the road with Evanescence. Look out for Emma on the road with both bands, including a 2023 tour with Evanescence and Muse, and find Sick Puppies' cover of Paul Oakenfold on any streaming service. Find more at riffmagazine.com.